Welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh, and today we're going to be talking about how to clean your precision rimfire both quickly and extremely cheaply using just one chemical, 2 or 3 patches, and as little of time and energy as we possibly can. Now, I am constantly refining how I clean my precision rimfires. I do an update like this about once a year. Now, I'm going to show you later on in the video kind of some other stuff that I use for different case scenarios, but this is for a precision rimfire or something that you take care of. Now, this is not going to work if the barrel hasn't been cleaned in like 10, 20 years. You are likely going to need to be more aggressive there, and I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to show you some other stuff I use, but we are going to go step by step so that you can emulate what I'm doing here, and hopefully you'll see the same success I do. But with like everything else in rimfire, this is not a hard, fast rule. This should work for most, if not all of you, but there are probably exceptions to the rule. So test this, try it yourself, see how it works for you. Okay, so this is future me, and I'm going to start recording here and show you guys the bore. I had actually already started step 1, but this is the carbon ring we're dealing with. I've already actually kind of pushed one patch and started soaking this, but you can see we have a carbon ring in here, and that's what we're looking to get rid of, is that carbon ring. I obviously don't let this gun get super dirty, but if we go down in the barrel, you're going to see that that barrel is not clean, and I haven't cleaned this barrel at all. I let it stay fouled up and dirty like this. As you can see, it's not accumulating anything. It's not having any major buildup of anything. Your barrel should not be leading. So really, what I'm trying to keep clean here is this chamber. So that's where we're starting, and we'll of course show you at the end after we've done what we need to do. All right, so step 1, and I like to use an action cleaning rod for this. If you have a full length, like regular cleaning rod, that works too. I'm lazy, and that's the theme that you're gonna see because I have kind of formulated this based on the advice of many others and what I found that works and what essentially is the easiest way for me to do this. So we are gonna take our Vortex carbon cleaner. I basically still am using all Vortex chemicals. Most of the stuff you're seeing here, the bore guide, this rod, the other rods, it's all Vortex stuff. And this is not a sponsored video by Vortex. This is just what I use. So I just kind of dip this down in here, and this is like a bore mop or whatever. I clean and reuse these. So what we're going to do is we're just going to insert this into the action, and I just kind of like to go in a little bit, kind of work it around, twist it a little bit, and we're just attempting to get the chamber clean here. So then I'm going to leave that and let it sit for about 10 minutes. I want this Vortex C4 to work its way into that carbon ring, because at the end of the day, that's all I'm trying to clean. We are going to push 2 or 3 patches at the end just to kind of clean out the fouling. We're going to use that so we can check the chamber, but I'm not trying to clean the barrel. I have given up cleaning the overall barrel of these because they don't really let up. These don't get copper fouled. There's not a lot of stuff going on in the barrel, and every time we strip it out, we're kind of restarting over. So part of the being cheap part of this is that, well, 1, it's easier just to clean the chamber, but 2, we're spending less ammo fouling back in. Now, if you're shooting a bunch of different lots of different kinds of ammo, going from Lapua to Ely to RWS, you probably want to, knock the barrel down every now and again. But if you're strictly shooting 1 ammunition on 1 rifle that you figured out, then there's really no need that I've seen to actually clean the barrel. While that's soaking, I do want to show you guys basically the full gamut of stuff I do use now. This is for handguns, rifles, pretty much everything. Obviously, 1 1/8 inch Vortex square patches. And feel free to skip this. I'll have this all kind of timestamped down below in the description so you skip, but I get a lot of questions about this. So 1 1/8 inch patches, that's what I use. I'm going to be running for the patches a Vortex rod. This is a 22 rimfire specific rod with the aluminum jag. That's a 22 RF jag. So all this is specifically meant for 22 rimfire. So that's what I use on that end. This piece that we're using now is an action rod. I think that's what they call it. Same thing, but I'm using the Vortex bore mops when I'm doing scrubbing. And yeah, don't freak out. This is a drill. You're going to see why later. Again, I'm being super lazy. You don't need to do this. I use the nylon 22 rimfire. That's for scrubbing out the chamber after we let it soak. Again, you can do this all with 1 rod. I have it set up like this because, as you can see on the wall behind me, I have a ton of different rimfires. That nylon brush on a drill, through a bore guide, I'm not even getting the metal part of the brush near the chamber at all because I'm just cleaning the chamber. So you're not going to hurt anything. Obviously be careful, use some common sense. It works for me, but I'm cleaning a lot of rifles. So let's skip forward now to this having been soaked. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes with this just soaking in there, and it kind of like twisted every couple of minutes, but this really isn't that bad, and honestly, I'm getting a little bit impatient. So we're gonna use, this is a Vortec bore guide, nothing special. I am gonna use this, and basically at this point, you could take any kind, you could have like a regular brush. I'm gonna use a drill again because I'm lazy. I'm not telling you to use a drill. You know, figure that out on your own. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit more C4 on this just to get that brush nice and wet. And this is the nylon, so nothing crazy going on here. All I'm going to do is just put this so it's just going in to the chamber area. That's all I'm trying to clean. And I'm just going to kind of spin it on low speed. And I'll stop here for a second because once you're doing this, you can feel when it gets into the lands and grooves because you'll feel it kind of biting in more. So I use that as a guide. I stay out of that. And I'm just trying to get just the chamber area. All right, so we're gonna switch over here and I'm gonna push one patch. This is another thing. I was buying and pushing a ton of patches and it's kind of unnecessary, especially for this. So we're running one patch and that's 1 1/8". It fits pretty snug. And we're just gonna push that all the way through here. And then we're gonna go back and we're gonna check our work. And for those of you wondering, this is a test long bore scope. I highly recommend, if you don't have a bore scope, getting one. The test longs have always worked well for me, so that's kind of what I recommend, but anything will work. Turn on the video here, and we're gonna see, let's see here. So it looks like I skipped over it because we have completely eliminated that carbon ring there. So absolutely no fouling left. And you can see here, barrel is still fouled in, and that's kind of what we want. Now, these will be more or less carbon ringed up. Some are really carbon ringed up. In that case, just put that bore mop back in and let it soak for another 10 minutes. And again, I'm not saying that you need a drill. You absolutely don't need a drill. A lot of times what I would do was go ahead and take this bore mop off, and I would just put another nylon brush on here, and I would just work that in and out the same way. Actually, we'll do that now. And this is how I did it for a long time. It doesn't take a lot of effort, but when you're doing a bunch of rifles, I just found it was a lot easier to just go ahead and just do it with a drill. You know, as long as you're careful, it's fine, but simply doing this, just a little quick short back and forth with this nylon brush is gonna do the same thing. It's a little bit more effort, it's a hair more time, but literally at the end of the day, you can do this with, you know, 1, 2, 3 patches and just a little bit of C4. This is original. I've had this for years. So you don't need to spend a lot of money. You don't have to buy a bunch of different things. Hopefully this video has helped you guys. This is how I'm cleaning rifles in 2025, going into 2026. If there are major updates, I'll let you guys know. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you have questions, let me know down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If you can't get a hold of me there, hit me up on my email. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope that all of you had a great Thanksgiving. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate all your support. We'll catch you on the next one.